Hey, Esports here, former head coach of the XL2 Academy and the Uprising Academy in North American Contenders. Today I'm going to answer another question from the hashtag AskStucksAnything channel. If you would like to ask your own questions, simply head down into the description, join the Discord server and ping me in the channel. So far I haven't failed to answer a single question and I don't plan on doing so. Today I'm going to address a question by Grouse, and he asks, Hey IOStucks, it seems like every pro has been at the very highest level since very early on in the game, most spending at least 10 seasons in GM or a top 500. This is a bit demoralizing to see, as someone who wants to be the best and give their all to the game, but started in Silver in Season 3, and has only climbed to Mid-Masters at a peak. I feel even if or when I hit GM or top 500, I would still be years behind the curve. Is it still possible to compete at the very highest level? Or would I be better off finding a newer game and use Overwatch as experience if I want to seriously dedicate myself to the game? Now, he also asked a second part, but today I would like to only go over the first part of his question. The first point to realize is that professional players of today haven't always been good. They didn't just pick up gaming and immediately start to perform well. The majority of players today started their career in games like Quake or Team Fortress, where they learned very fundamental skills to begin with, and then they took those skills and they transitioned them into Overwatch, and that allowed them to get a head start at the game's launch or whenever they jumped in. At the highest level of play, individual skill starts to become a lot less of a factor. Outside of a few select metas like Double Sniper, individual mechanical ability isn't really what counts as much anymore. What really matters is your ability to execute complex strategies, to communicate consistently, and to have the right mindset for it. Now, gaining the fundamental mechanics is something that every player can achieve in a timely meta, so you don't have to worry about that. Professional players aren't really improving in that regard that much anymore. Most professional players have stagnated in terms of their mechanical ability. So once you get those mechanics out of the way, you can start focusing on communication and strategy and get yourself an edge over other professional players that way. Another important factor to realize is that professional players also retire very often, which opens up new spots for new talent to jump into the game and start making a name for themselves, right? So in the end, old talent is always going to be replaced by new, and the sooner you start, the sooner a slot is going to open up for you. Here's a good analogy that is hopefully going to make this point a little bit easier to understand. Think of scientists, for example. Let's say you have a physicist. Physicists today are making new discoveries and new theories every single day, and you might think that it might be very, very difficult for you to actually contribute to that because there's no way for you to catch up. But that isn't quite true. In the end, there are still people getting physics degrees today, and a few years from now they might actually contribute to some major discoveries. The reason for that is, while the top physicists are making the breakthroughs and they're discovering new things, that enters the curriculum for physics students, who then can catch up much faster. One example is, let's say Einstein or Newton made a discovery a long time ago and that took them a whole lifetime to make. But while it took them a whole lifetime to make that discovery, students can learn about the discovery today within a semester or two, right? And you can catch up to the current knowledge very quickly and then contribute to the forefront of scientific discovery fairly quickly. In the end, the real point behind this question, however, isn't whether it is feasible for you to go pro, but whether it is something that you actually want to do. Either you want to become a very good Overwatch player and then consider turning that into a career, or you don't. Whether you'll be able to actually become one of the best one day is not really going to be relevant, because either you enjoy playing the game or you don't. That does it for today's video. Again, if you want to ask your own questions, make sure to join the Discord. You can also follow my Twitter and make sure to subscribe in order to see any of my new content. My name is IOStucks and I'd like to thank you for learning.